Attention, all you sex fiends, sinners, degenerates, and deviants. If you're looking for a hot new sex toy, now is your chance. Sex toys don't care about what's in between your legs, and that's the sign of a true ally. Go to either BVibe or LaWand and use code SEXEDWithTim at checkout for 20% off your entire purchase. That's SEXEDWITHTIM for 20% off anything you buy from their websites. Check the show notes for more details. Once again, that's SexEdWithTim for 20% off both BVibe and LaWand products. Your next orgasm is on me. Mwah! The Sex Ed with Tim podcast is recorded on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaty, signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands.
You're listening to Sex Ed with Tim.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. I'm your host Tim, certified sex educator. I identify as a chaotic homosexual. And what do the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Titanic have in common? Well, they both look good until they hit the ice. Some local humor there for you. I don't know. You know what the Maple Leafs are, right?
It's the hockey team?
Yeah. It's I was going to say football, but it was like sport.
Oh, good. Okay.
Sport.
Hence the ice. If there were ice in the football field, I would say that's a safety hazard.
I was going to make another joke like, who was voted class clown in George Washington's army? Well, that would be Lafayette.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, dad jokes aside, it looks like the world is on fire. Fuck everything. Holy shit, we're all gonna die. Your Supreme Court took away all of your reproductive rights, I guess because fuck women, right? So, how are you feeling with all that nonsense going over on your side of the fence?
Yeah, I'm literally grieving my country right now, so I'm in fact debating on if I should leave for the original colonizer homeland itself. So
Kind of like reverse colonizing.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's leaving the colony to go back to
the colony got so
colonizer.
bad that you're returning to the ones who made it.
And wow, we are so lucky to have a real life colonizer here with us today.
Exactly. Yes, that is what I go by. Joe the colonizer.
Colonizer Joe. That's my favorite action figure.
Yeah.
You mean not GI?
Yep. G.I. Joe followed by Colonizer Joe Special Edition.
Like, what does GI even mean? Like, gastrointestinal?
It's military related. He was a soldier.
Soldier Joe.
I don't know what GI stands for, I said.
Okay, well, if anyone's listening out there that knows what GI stands for, let us know. But in the meantime, hey, M, thank you so much for coming back. For all the listeners, the longtime listeners, you might recognize M from my Fappy New Year's episode, who has brought her husband, Joe? I believe you are both in a heterosexual relationship, marriage situation. I'm not really sure what to call this thing that you've got going on.
You are close enough. And also, he's my ball and chain, emphasis on the ball.
I love that. It is just such an honor to be joined by a colonizer who weighs just about as much as a testicle. So, hey, so welcome back. What's up? How have you been?
Yes, but so happy to be back with you, Tim. You know you're my fave. And my partner Joe is my other fave. So together, it's a favesome.
Just a bunch of faves.
Just a bunch of faves, a favesome, threesome, foursome, five. I don't know. You know what? That's actually an interesting question. Like, what is the bare minimum amount of people required for it to be considered an orgy? Because you got threesome, foursome, then is it a fivesome or like an orgy? Like, I don't know. What's the math there?
I think it's got to be 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thanks for invalidating my orgy experience.
Oh no! Every single orgy I've ever been has been a lie.
I think because it's got its own name, right? As soon as you go up to 5, there's no such thing as a fivesome, is there? That's just an orgy at that point, and then it continues to be a larger orgy from then on.
I mean, that's like a Tuesday afternoon for me, really.
Just a Tuesday afternoon.
Exactly. Just a regular Tuesday afternoon for me, like any other weekday, but right now it's been a little bit of a dry spell. But enough about me. I wanted you to come on here because fuck the world, fuck everything, right? Like, how have you been? How's it going in Chicago? Is that how you say it? Chicago?
Yeah. Well, we're good in terms of, like life is good, but the country is, as you've said, on fire. I think there's a lot of like...
And not like the good drag queen on fire thing.
No. Yeah, it's not. The country's doing the opposite of that.
Yeah. The country is having a moment of collective grief, I feel, which is appropriate. I'll tell you what, people are pissed everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like it seems all of my friends back in Britain they're all like up in arms about it as well. And I was looking at some comments about how people in China were reacting to it, and they're all like, "What the hell is wrong with America?" So it's like everywhere across the world is collectively looking at America, going, "No, guys, no."
Yeah,
no.
Joe's sister reached out and was like, are you okay? Do you need to talk? And her main question as someone being in the UK was like, where can I donate money? And I said, that's a really great question. Here's abortionfunds.org. There is, of course, Planned Parenthood, but I was like, frankly, I don't really know what to tell you right now. I feel like we have to wait till things settle a bit, because my favorite abortion funds being from Texas and growing up in the South, a lot of my, the organizations that I've known and donated to and volunteered with for years have said publicly that they can't provide abortion funding or abortion care right now, right? Because their ability to do so as an organization is in jeopardy or has flat out been sort of removed from their purpose. And I was sort of like, I have to reevaluate all of the organizations that I've been supporting for years as well. So like, let me get back to you, because the places that need it the most right now are going to be the ones obviously struggling the most to find that access. So it's, yeah.
I was going to say, like, who out here is getting pregnant for the sole purpose of just getting an abortion? Like, what?
Literally, we stopped using abortion as birth control ages ago. Like, I know you get this, and everyone who listens to your show and my show will too, is it's like the government won't let us teach sex ed, which is the thing that prevents abortion, but then they take away the abortion. So we can't do anything on either end.
It's gonna be a vicious cycle. Oh my god, we're trapped.
You know it's bad when two sex educators get squeakier the more they talk about sex education.
Or it could be a good squeak, depending on the situation.
There are many types of squeak, of podcast squeak.
Yeah.
Am I gonna get to hear Joe squeak today?
Oh, I don't. Well, we'll see if I get to a full squeak later on in the podcast. I'm not going to squeak for you. You guys are going to have to make me squeak.
Boo! I don't have to work for it. Ugh, lame.
Yeah.
Why can't you squeak on demand for me, please?
I squeak on demand as a vulva owner who grew up watching too much porn.
I think anyone who's watching too much porn is able to squeak on demand anyway, regardless of what's in between their legs. But anyway, Joe, I wanted to ask you, What's it like across the pond? What's it like in Joliet, London? Like, what's the situation with the reproductive rights and whatnot?
It's always been pretty good actually. It gets a bit tricky when over in Ireland, because like they have some much stricter rules. So we have the issue of people like crossing over to get abortions in the UK, but I think most of that has settled down now, and it's pretty much with the NHS as well, with free healthcare and stuff. Like pretty much everything is not only accessible but also free. I think you have to pay a little bit for things like the Plan B pill, but it's pretty good. And that's like why everyone was so shocked, because normally the US leads the way in this sort of stuff, and it just took one giant step back.
I mean, to be quite honest, if all my children ended up looking like Boris Johnson, I would want to abort immediately. Oh my god.
Most older British white men are great adverts for condoms.
I mean, I don't use them, but hey, go ahead, do you?
It makes me so angry how many wives and girlfriends Boris Johnson has had, because
I mean, he's just trying to keep up tradition of the kings and shit, right?
That's true.
He must have a male heir.
And like, you gotta have the firstborn son to take all your property, and why don't we go back to executing people in the town square with the guillotine? I think that was. I don't know.
I don't think that was ever the UK.
just axes, I think.
Yeah, we liked our axes, I think.
I think so. Henry VIII did bring in a French swordsman for Anne Boleyn's decapitation because she had grown up in the French court, but all of his wives were just normal axe decapitations otherwise.
Oh, so like nothing special for little Annie. That sucks. You'd think you'd get something fancy.
Tarred and feathered is a good one.
Ooh, or like bronze bull.
Cauldron. Oh, crossbow, yeah.
Or like, the spiked cocoon where it's like a cage full of spikes and shit.
The spike cocoon, that's the official one, right?
Yeah, I saw that at the Tower of
And
London.
then you emerge as a beautiful spiky butterfly.
Literally dead butterfly. Squish butterfly.
See, like, I wish we could go back to the old torturing days, because that shit was hardcore. Like, what are we even doing now? Like, Guantanamo Bay, like spraying water or whatever? Like, bleh.
Yeah, what's this? Yeah, waterboarding is such pussy shit.
No, seriously. Like, we should bring back old school torture and punishment. Like, I don't know, a lobotomy so that you can live out your life as a fucking human vegetable. And that's the ultimate torture, I think.
Like a veggie human, yeah. Waterboarding is like nothing compared to spike cocoon.
And also, like, you gotta save those special hardcore punishments for, like, real crimes, Like, I don't know, I guess something that's not as big as, like, smuggling drugs in through TSA, where you pack a fuck ton of cocaine inside of a condom and swallow it or shove it up your ass and smuggle it through customs. Like, I don't know, does that work? I haven't smuggled anything in a while.
I just think technology is too advanced. They're gonna find it. Dogs will definitely find it.
Those dogs are so smart. Like,
yeah,
they know everything.
Yeah, we were flying back from England, and a dog. You're not supposed to bring fruit from another country.
Oh damn! I guess I can't go through customs now, huh?
That was good.
Got him. There was just this precious little old lady who had a massive bunch of bananas in her carry-on and had forgotten about it. And the dog was having a fucking fit. And the TSA person was like, what's going on? And then it was the fucking bananas. And that dog could smell those bananas for like 50 yards away. So if you have Coke, there's no way they don't know. Because the dogs know.
Well, I guess there goes my sexual fantasy of one day becoming the drug kingpin.
Yeah, hate to break it to you.
Damn it. Can't ever have anything nice.
I know. You can still roleplay it, though. It can still be part of your psychological warfare.
That's true,
play.
but like, what would I use? Like talcum powder?
Yeah. Flour is body safe. Sugar as well, body safe.
But can I snort it?
You can snort sugar, right? Baby bottle pop powder.
I'm very sure you cannot snort sugar. Just for any listeners out there, don't snort sugar.
Look, I'm a sex educator, not a doctor. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, Em and I, we are sex educators, but let's make something clear. Neither of us claim to be a good one.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, all right. So I just got a bunch of random questions here because I don't know how I'm going to make this episode. So let's start with the first one. How is your sex life?
Good.
Terrible. Really, really bad. I honestly hate having to sit this near to M, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's rough. Yeah. You agree?
Are you going to answer the question for real before I embarrass myself by complimenting you, or what?
I think
Just absolutely disgusted.
I can't imagine us having any better sex life. I don't think it's possible.
It's hard to imagine anyone, like any other couple, having sex as good as ours, and I'm not lying.
I think we invented real sex. Up until us, everyone was just practicing.
Yeah.
And then we did it, and it was like, oh,
That's
yeah. No.
true. Like, you guys invented sex.
Yeah,
That's true.
Basically. Yeah. I think they should rename sex Joe and M.
They should put it in the dictionary.
Yeah. Because we made it. We've colonized it.
Yes. Jesus. Oh, yeah. I think we are really, really lucky. Sex is just not a problem for us in the way that it can be for a lot of couples. And it's not only not a problem, but it's like a favorite thing for us to do together. So like we have fun with it. I think we do a really good job of like keeping it varied. And I think like when we first started having sex, at some point I probably was like, oh, this won't always be as fun and exciting, but like we've been together for, a long time at this point, and it has continued to get better. It just gets better and better every time, I think.
Aw, that's so sweet. I wish I was having amazing sex right now. Oh my God.
I know you're having great sex.
That's true. I'm getting fucked right this second. Like literally right now.
Which is good too. You're currently in or being penetrated?
Yes, both.
Wow.
My boyfriend is a Marine, so we use like a remote control vibrator. So whenever he gets,
I love that shit, and I love that you have that, because what a great way to stay connected.
it's amazing because like he's all the way out there and I'm all the way here. And whenever he gets some cell signal, I can finally like.
I love that. I think that's so fun.
So besides all that, I gotta go. Like, what else is here on my list of random ass questions? Oh, here's one. How would you describe your sex life in a movie title?
Movie titles. Oh.
I'm guessing for M it would be There Will Be Blood.
On occasion. Okay, let me think about this for a second. For a lot of good movies.
I'm thinking for Joe it'd be like, I don't know, The Iron Lady.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I wonder what that would be like.
Margaret Thatcher is my kink.
She's rolling in her. Wait, is she dead? She's dead, right?
She's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. She's rolling in her grave that a sex position is named after her. Wait, hold on. I wonder if there really is a sex position called the Margaret Thatcher. You think?
Surely it exists, and surely I'm going to find it on the internet after this.
I wonder what the Thatcher would be like in bed. Like, I take everyone's job so I can fund my own sex life, I guess. I also know nothing about Margaret Thatcher, so I'm assuming she's like a really divisive cunt.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, that's about it. Honestly, to summarize it, she was a cunt.
My other title for my sex life would be Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon's very good.
But really, as of late, it's more of like a series of unfortunate events.
It could be the Terminator, because we just terminate each other's genitals.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
No, that makes it sound like we shut them off.
I'm gonna go with Alien versus Predator.
Ew.
Who's who?
I'm Alien and he is Predator.
Wait,
Nice.
so whose
And-
parts make the sound?
That would be him. And I emerge from his chest. I'm gonna think of a genuinely good one. That's not a bit. And it's gonna happen now. And it is
3, 2, 1, go.
and it
National Treasure.
Aw. It is there's
Ghost Rider.
Scream.
It's only Nicolas Cage films.
Scream.
Scream.
Scream. Woo, ah.
Tropic Thunder keeps coming to mind, which is not
Tropic Thunder.
it was the first title, like movie title that came to my mind, which is ridiculous because it's not relevant. There's not even a good bit in that. My brain's cut. Good Will Hunting also came to mind. Again, not a good one.
I mean, as opposed to Bad Will Hunting? What does that Good Will Hunting look like? Huh?
It's when he eats my pussy so aggressively that he's like hunting for goodwill in my pussy.
As
Is
opposed
that-
to Bad Will?
He's not happy.
Goodwill is like the tires, right?
Goodwill.
Like
Yeah. Tires
Michelin
are the
or something
tires.
like that. I don't know. I was gonna think of something else, like chicken. Shit. What is it? Chicken. Because I'm thinking cock, right? So another good title, chicken.
School of Rock.
What? No. No. Chicken.
Like
Chicken Run?
Little. Chicken Little.
Chicken Little.
Yeah.
We both said Chicken Run and then Chicken Little at the same time, like crazy people.
Oh, how cute. You guys are soulmates. Wah. Anyways, moving on. So I have here a list of what is considered trends or sexual trends of 2022 as found out by Love Honey. And I just want you guys to chime in and think, I don't know, is this bullshit? Is it real? And yeah, just riff. So first trend I got here is environmentally friendly sex toys. So like organic lube, reusable period products, recyclable sex toys. What do you think?
It honestly, and I know this sounds bad, that like turns me off so much. I don't know what it is about it, but there's something about trying to be ethically good whilst thinking about wanting to get down and nasty that just doesn't do it for me. You know,
getting down and nasty is for the unethical.
Like I don't want to think about polar bears dying while I'm trying to nut.
You want to think about the death of capitalism.
I think the trend is real because I've seen a lot of those things. It exists. I understand that it's an experience for other people. I do think like when I see compostable and recyclable vibrators, I think the technology hasn't caught up on those products with the frankly better products that are on the market. But that's not to say you can't buy a quality product that's from a sustainable company, because you can. Balesa is a great example. And I think organic lube, I mean, I don't know. We bought a fancy lube recently that's a great water-based lube, and it probably does fall within that trend, and we bought it just being like, you know, oh, this is a really well-reviewed lube. It's probably well-reviewed because it's made of good stuff. It happens to be sustainable. And I think with sexual wellness products, it's different, right? Like if I'm going to get a Diva cup, then, you know, I'm going to get a Diva cup and my partner doesn't have to see that shit.
The Diva cup is like that thing that you roll up like a burrito or like a taco and shove it like.
Yep. Yeah. Period cup. So sustainable way to catch your period in your vagina, and then you take it out, and then Yeah.
I think with sustainability as well, though, with sex toys especially, there's a lot of like trash out there, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of like little plasticky,
Like garbage, gross material.
no, like just like shitty sex toys that are trashy and plasticky and like bad. And I feel like they're waste, they're garbage. If you invest in a really good, solid sex toy, whenever you're thinking about buying something, buy like 2 tiers up from what you like originally thought you wanted.
Yeah.
And then it will last for so much longer, and you won't just throw it away and have to get a new one. And then you're buying less shit, and then you're throwing away less stuff.
And-
so
Like stainless steel.
Yeah.
yeah, the
And-
steel stuff, the glass stuff, like the high quality goods.
Yeah, like if I mean, it's a safety thing too. Like obviously the porous material products are going to be super cheap and are like kind of a one-time fucking use.
Yeah, look, it's jelly, porous, nasty.
I know, but
Right.
people buy them because they're cheap and they don't know that it's a safety hazard because they don't listen to our podcasts. And those are what's causing sex toy waste, right? Because you have to throw those away because they're fucking nasty. But if you yeah, to Joe's point, like invest in a good product, which I have some discount codes if anyone needs them.
Sex with Tim at checkout.
Yeah, so do you. Then like I mean, just buy a good toy and it'll last you forever, and that's a sustainable practice. Until for the time being, until the compostable and recyclable vibrators like can service me properly.
Service you.
The technology's behind on some of those, which is fine. It'll get there.
One day men will become obsolete.
Fulfill my needs.
Now, the next trend on this list I found is the rise of ethical non-monogamy. What do you think about E&M?
I mean, I think talking about it is certainly on the rise. Obviously, ethical non-monogamy and all of its versions has existed for literally ever. But I think like maybe the public display of ethical non-monogamy and the conversation around it is certainly more popular. It's something we're normalizing. I think people are more open now to trying it and seeing if it's for them in whatever version, whether that's like an open relationship or
Swinging, open
Exactly.
relationship, polyamory.
Right.
Are you guys in an E&M relationship or
are we
closed or what?
are we in
What's
an
the
E&M
situation?
relationship? Is that what you asked?
Yeah. Yes.
We are not in an E&M relationship.
Boring.
Yeah. So
I'm kidding.
I've tried ethical non-monogamy. Have you tried ethical non-monogamy?
Not for you.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I've also been unethically non-monogamous in a past life.
I was gonna say like I've been non-monogamous, but not ethical at all.
That's the key difference.
Yeah. And I learned a lot from trying to navigate that relationship and those dynamics. But I think like I don't identify as polyamorous, and so for me it would have to be an open relationship or a swinging relationship. And I've been lucky enough personally, as has Joe, I'll speak for him on this one, to like dabble in open sexual encounters and had fun with it. Also had the like awkward, cringeworthy versions of those encounters and like had a good time. But I think like when I met Joe and when we became what we are today, it was like clear to me that I just honestly don't feel the same amount of attraction sexually to other people as I do to him and as I used to. Like, I just don't, because I'm having such good sex with one person, probably.
Yeah, I think that's like
I'm feeling the same amount of sexual attraction to him too.
There's no need or like want. There's no desire to go in that direction. So I feel like it just doesn't apply to us. But I do think it's a good thing that it's becoming much more prevalent and talked about because it's a legitimate way of existing in a relationship. And I think it's important that it gets enough spotlight that people don't think it's weird or odd.
Yeah,
it's just a normal way of living if you're all happy with it.
And I think too, like we're both lucky to have insanely intimate friendships. Like we both have really close best friendships, and so it's not to say that we don't have other intimate relationships. It's just that we don't have sex or romance with other people. But I think for some people, those intimate relationships can
That's not me. I can't do it. I'll be honest. I can't do it. Even if I were to be like in relationships, like we got to open up, babe. We got to open up because I can't depend on one person for all of my sexual needs. I am an
That's totally
insatiable
fair.
beast. I am.
Yeah, no, that's the thing though, is like, fuck yeah, that's you. You get to do that. You should do that. And at a certain point, I did that.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's just that it's not my experience anymore.
And I think like TikTok.
Thank you for validating my sluttiness. I am.
Oh yeah, always. That's why I'm here.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Joe. I'm just
like TikTok has definitely helped with that sort of thing because it's got so many people talking about how to do it properly and how to put the ethical in ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like there weren't any set rules, whereas now it feels like there's a real easily accessible community of people like talking about it.
Well, everyone on TikTok is sleeping with everyone. Everyone on TikTok is sleeping with each other, though. Sleep with everyone.
Do it safely and talk about it a lot.
Oh, sure. What she said.
Unless you're Tim, then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
What? Without worrying about the repercussions or the consequences of your actions. Condom? I barely know them. I'm kidding. Use condoms, even if I don't. Please, if you want to.
We don't. But
yeah, I mean, you're fine, but I don't because I do not care about my. No, I'm kidding. No, that's a risk I'm willing to take. I hate myself. So much self-deprecation. No, like, I just don't use condoms because I like the feeling of getting his nut inside of me. Which I
love being raw dogged and I love being cream pied, and that's
exactly. And I came here for two things. I came to party and I came to get raw dogged, and I already am partied out. So.
Yes.
Oh my god. I have another. Oh god, I have another trend here, which is probably for Joe, male pleasure. Like more males are getting into the whole like getting in touch with their sexual pleasure and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah. I was going to say, males have been finding pleasure for a while.
Well, like, I guess, like, the sex toys and everything, and or just, like, you know, they don't care about getting pegged anymore, I guess.
There hasn't been a lack of male pleasure throughout history.
If it's got a hole, it's a goal.
But I think, I think definitely people have become more open. And, like, you see on sex toy sites now, the men's toy section is now up there with the women's section, which is nice, right? Yeah. It used to be way down, hidden in like 3 menus. You'd have to go down, 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 and then there'd be like one crappy vibrating cock ring, and it would be like, oh, great, thanks. But now it's like its own thing, its own section, and I like that.
I like it too. Now that like a magic wand can exist for both men and women, like that, this is just like to bait all the listeners to look at my magic wand for men review. It is fucking amazing. It's so good. Magic wand for men. And like I have a shit ton of like cock masturbators. They just like kind of go up and down your dick, and I'm like, I don't even need a man right now. Like, what's a man?
Yeah.
What are males? Like, I'm in bliss.
And I think too, like, or my hope is, from my perspective as a non-penis owner, like, I hope the more prostate massagers, the like varied products in that area too, are like opening people up to exploring prostate pleasure, because what an amazing fucking gift. And literally gaping up to prostate pleasure. Because as I say in literally every episode, butt stuff is awesome and everyone should try it at least once, especially if you have a fucking prostate.
I agree. If God exists, he really gave us a challenge to get our male G-spot. He's like, not going to make it that easy for you, fucker. But when he invented the orgasm, he was like, boom!
Put some thunder in there.
Put some thunder. Zeus really put his thunder rusty on that.
Just Thunder Hussy. Fuck me up. Fuck me up.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to stay relevant with the children these days. They put Ussy in front of everything now. I'm 30 years old. What the fuck? Like, I can't keep up. Like, I heard, like, I was shopping for makeup one time, and then I was at the Fenty section, and then the sales associate was like, Rihanna really put her whole Riussi in that. I was like, huh? What?
Why are we? Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't. You know, I'm also slightly too old now. I'm no longer one of the youth, so
I'm slowly turning into my decrepit father. Just like, what do you kids say these days? Huh? Back in my day, all we had were racial slurs. Oh, oh
my
God.
mom is like that, but she's like, wait, so what's the pronoun?
It's a pronoun is a noun that decided to go pro and really put practice into their art.
Yeah, it's no longer amateur.
No, not an amateur noun. It's a pro noun. Those of you who can't see that, but M is like shaking her head.
I'm face palming. I'm the face palm emoji right now.
You're in the middle of two very lame jokesters, so
I love it.
You're getting Eiffel Towered with just bad jokes.
That's where I belong, really.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Yes.
Hello, all my little sluts. It's me, Mama Slut. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. I just wanted to hop on here real quick to let you in on a sexy little deal. Do you like feeling sexy and looking sexy? Of course you do. Only my listeners are sexy as fuck. I have partnered with fetishwear designer Dale Kuda to bring you the hottest deals on custom jock straps, harnesses, hats, and more. Head over to dalekuda.com, that's DALEKUDA.com, and use code SEXEDWITHTIM at checkout for 25% off the entire store. Yeah, you heard me, 25% off. And cherry on top, free shipping. Oh my god. I have a few of the stuff that he has made for me, and girl, I'm wearing it right now. I'm wearing like a little jock strap so that I could easily just like slip a little butt plug or dildo every now and then here and there. And I'm on the train. I'm just like, thank you, Dale. That's dalekuda.com with the code SEXEDWITHTIM for 25% off your entire purchase with free shipping. With a deal like that, I swear I could come buckets, honey. Hey, you disgusting pervs. We all like sex toys, right? Nipple clamps, vibrators, masturbators, oh my. Good For Her has one of the best selection of sex toys, learning resources, online workshops, and gender expression materials you can't find anywhere else. Go to goodforher.com and use code SEXEDWITHTIM10 for 10% off your purchase of any of the toys bought online. That's goodforher.com and the code SEXEDWITHTIM10 at checkout for 10% off your purchase of any of the toys bought online. And they ship worldwide. Trans-inclusive, feminist, and pleasure-focused, Good For Her has been doing the Lord's work since 1997, bringing you everything you need to get that
The show is about to begin.
Yes.
Okay, while we're on the topic of the internet, I have seen the weirdest articles. For example, there was one article that was like 9 reasons people have sex. Okay, fine. And then I dug some more, and then there was 20 reasons people have sex. Okay, when is it going to stop? And then finally I ran into the most reliable source on the internet for medical information, WebMD, 237 reasons that people have sex. And then I was like, really? Only 237? That's not enough. I got about 1 million, and each of them costs at least $50. Cha-ching. So yeah, it is quite wild that like that like there's 9, then 20, then 237. It just keeps going up and up and up. And I don't know like if 237 is the right number, but let's go with, I don't know, let's go with 9, because some people are like reasons for having sex, pure attraction, physical pleasure, expressing love, having sex because of feeling desired by the other, having sex to escalate the depth of the relationship, curiosity to seek new experiences, marking a special occasion, just the opportunity has presented itself, and sex just happening due to seemingly uncontrollable circumstances. Does that resonate with any?
That last one covers off on pretty much everything. You know?
That last one is just like, what do you mean I can't control? I accidentally tripped my penis into his asshole?
Yeah.
I feel like the answer is I had sex for whatever fucking reason I had at the time, and that could be different. It is often different every day. Sometimes it's the bus was vibrating, and I thought that feels kind of nice. Maybe I'll fuck. And sometimes it's like I just haven't in 48 hours, and that seems wrong to me. And I'd like to do it now.
Or sometimes you just sit in the roller coaster just right, and then the seat is hitting you in just the right fashion.
100%. I've got a lot of spots, and any of them could be hit in just the right way at any time, and that could do it. Sometimes it's
you don't even need your husband anymore,
as boners occur.
Wait,
yeah, I feel like boners are.
You're telling me that there's a wayward boner just like traveling your house?
Yeah, it hides under our couch.
The wandering boner. It appears every now and then.
Just like in Big Mouth, where there's like furry little erections just scattering about,
dancing around. Yeah, I mean, I think like if someone's trying to understand why people have sex, then those lists can be helpful. Maybe if you're, I mean, obviously as someone who teaches kids, that's where my head goes. If you're a teenager trying to figure out like why, then those lists might be interesting. But as an adult having sex, it seems like you would be seeking out the lists if you were trying to justify certain sexual encounters. And I'm here to tell you that you can just justify it by wanting to do it, and that's okay.
Just because I fucking want to. I mean, like the study was like in 2007, and it was done by like 2 professors from the University of Texas, and they interviewed like 203 men and 241 women, all between the ages of 17 to 52. So I'm not exactly sure how reliable of a sample size that is, because that's just like 400 out of like a possible bajillion. That's a real number. A Googleplex. But yeah, like I guess they're valid reasons, the top 9 leading reasons, and they for some reason divided up by top 10 reasons why women have sex and top 10 reasons men have sex. But it's like, isn't it all the same? Because like the top 10 for a woman is like, I was attracted to the person, or I was horny and it's fun. And top 10 for men is like, it felt good, or I was sexually aroused. It's like, duh?
Just different ways of saying it then.
Just different ways of saying it, right? So it's like, duh?
There's just no reason to divide that up. Like,
no, exactly.
I feel like when you split it up like that, the implication is like men or penis owners are like, I don't know, being led by their boner, and that ends up being the reason, as opposed to women
like
or
a
vulva
metal
owners
detector
being like,
at the beach.
yeah, literally that, as opposed to like giving women or vulva owners some like sixth sense about sex, or like, I don't know. I like just sometimes people, no matter what bits they've got, are fucking horny, and sometimes they want to be intimate, and sometimes they're bored, and sometimes they're lonely, and sometimes they're whatever. I mean, like,
all the
it's
above.
all the same, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
For
I'm
me,
horny and lonely and bored.
So I might as well just fucking grab my vibrator by Lawander B Vibe. Use code Sexa with Tim at checkout. And just jack one off. But for me, lately, I've been having sex mostly for focus reasons. That's because every month I volunteer at the bathhouse handing out condoms and lube and packets about sexual health. And I can't focus if I'm horny when I'm surrounded by all these half-naked men. So before I volunteer, it's valid, right? So right before I volunteer, I fuck for 2 hours straight, get my nut in and out, and just go for it so that I can remain focused at the task at hand. And I think that's valid.
If-
Like it's more of like a
if
work
anything,
thing.
that's a charitable act then, and that should be tax deductible.
I'm having sex for charity, and I really should file it for my taxes. Thank you.
It's true.
Thank you for suggesting that, Peregrine. I'm going to give you a different old English name every
Peregrine.
single time.
Lord of the Rings is where that's at.
Gideon or Humphrey. Just not Joe. It's not English enough. It's got to be old English.
Yeah, that's,
Sylvester.
keep them coming.
Theodoric. Or Theodoric. I don't know how
Philip.
to pronounce that. Philip. Oh, isn't that one of
Prince
your
Philip.
Prince? Oh yeah, Prince Philip.
He's dead.
I was.
Yeah, he croaked.
He croaked. Okay, so who's the one that was on the crown? One of the princes. I don't know.
Well, Philip
Philip.
was Lizzie's husband.
Okay, yeah. I heard the
But he's
most
dead.
random thing about him. I was listening to an interview with the guy who was portraying Prince Philip, and the way he says yes is actually not yes, but it's actually ears. Is. Like, what?
Years.
Is.
Yeah, that also sounds like Prince Charles has the same voice. Prince Charles is the Queen's oldest son,
Oh.
who's married to Camilla. He was married to Princess Diana before the crown murdered her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Put a disclaimer up there that is in no way proven.
Sex with him is the opinions of
Crown of England.
the opinions of Anne from Sexistentialist do not reflect the opinions of Sex with Tim.
We're gonna get a raven fly through the window and drop a letter saying we're being sued by Her Majesty.
Oh no! Oh, do you hear that? Listen
Avril
closely.
Lavigne died
Listen
in
closely.
Chelsea.
If you hear, there goes nevermore, nevermore. There's that raven again. Telling me shut the fuck up. I don't know if that's a relevant reference, but oh
Ravens?
my God. Okay,
Like
we're
Game of Thrones?
yeah, ravens, like Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, that too. Yes, I went here.
That too.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Let's play some games.
Love games.
Love games.
Yes. Let's play a love game. And that's all that we can use about that song. I'll let you guys choose. I'll let you guys choose. Do you want to go naughty or nice first?
You go.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Let's go with nice.
Nice, baby.
Started off with nice.
Pick a number from 1 to 100.
64.
I don't know why I made you pick a number. I'm literally just going to draw any random card. I just wanted to.
It felt good. And it felt upsetting that Joe said 64 instead of 69.
69, I know.
Why?
I was genuinely
69,
upset.
but then just too obvious.
Yeah, it would have been really on the nose, but you still went with a 60 number as
60.
opposed to like any other number.
64
Yeah.
could also be a sex position. We just got to work out.
What are the
How it-
logistics of a 64 sex position?
I think maybe it would still be oral, but instead of like mutually reciprocal oral, the person on top is so tall that they're standing and straddling over their partner and they can fully bend over and touch their toes while giving head. Does that make sense? It would look kind of like a 4.
Yeah.
Almost.
I get it.
Yeah, it's not feasible probably unless you're a yoga instructor.
I imagine like a pregnant lady and then just like a taller gentleman just like with a full erection facing the pregnant lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just right there. And that's it. That's all it is. There's no other sexual contact. Just
That's it. That's the 64. That's perfect. I love it.
That's the 64 or a 96 where you're just like too smug to look at each other. Okay, let's go with the questions here. First question: how important is eye contact for you in the heat of the moment?
Yeah, I think it's pretty important. It's like it doesn't have to be constant, but the moments where it does happen are then especially fiery. You know, like when you look into each other's eyes at that particular moment, it's like boom, little mini-gasm.
Yeah, I
agree, but also the eye contact has to be a very specific look because I was recently getting raw dogged to the high heavens over Pride weekend, and this guy had his hands around my neck, which I like, but he looked like he was about to murder me because that's just how his cum face was. He was like, I'm like, you gotta fix your orgasm face there, buddy. Like,
Yeah, there are definitely some emotions that don't work.
That
like,
don't belong
rage
in the bedroom.
doesn't work. I also don't think like smiley, gleeful, happy doesn't work. Like
Joker happy.
Yay! Like woo!
You don't want to look like someone's just told you a joke.
Yeah, like when I say "thank you, Daddy," it shouldn't be "thanks, Daddy." At least not in our sex life.
Thank you, Father.
For other people, it could be. But...
Oh my god. Or what else? Like, or if you like put affect on an accent, like when you're about to come, like, oh, top of the morning to ya.
Yeah, that would if also that phrase came out of Joe's mouth while we were fucking, while he was making eye contact with me, I'd be like, this was
in an Irish accent.
This was a personal slight. This was a personal slight against
this
me.
Is a microaggression.
Yeah.
It's for the rare leprechaun fetish.
Sure.
A rare leprechaun fetish. Well, you see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Someone is wanking to that right now.
Somebody be wanking to that. Or that wasn't Irish.
It wasn't Irish.
That was not Irish. That was a little more Jamaican than I intended it to be. Eat these Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. What have you found to be the 3 most important things when engaging in sex?
Wow. The 3 most important things when engaging in sex.
Yeah. When you make sex at him.
When we do the sex also
when you do
together.
The sex.
When we make love and we're not alone, but with one another. The 3 important things are, I'm trying to think of like what the right word, if there's a single word to describe this, but I think an openness, perhaps. Like I think relinquishing expectations as to what a sex act or sexual encounter is going to look like and just being open to where
keep the bar low.
Go. No, that's not what I mean. But like, I don't know necessarily without speaking ahead of time or without having, like, if you have an elaborate scenario or role play planned, it's different. But for a spontaneous sexual encounter with your partner, I don't know what he's going to want. He doesn't know what I'm in the mood for. I don't know what positions we'll end up in. I don't know if there's going to be, I think having openness and being like welcoming to whatever sex can be in an instance is super, super important, at least for us. I think like we don't pre-plan most of our sex.
Yeah. I think spontaneity is a good word.
That would be the singular word that I would use to describe what I was
You took the scenic route to get to that word, but
I always do.
I admire. So that was one. Spontaneity.
Fucking hell. Me on a fucking soapbox. Your turn.
I think communication is always key.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be able to say what you want, what you don't want.
Yeah, checking in.
Yeah, even just and when it's with a regular partner as well, communication I don't think always has to be verbal. It can be through body language and understanding like how your partner's being like moving and feeling in that way, just to keep things moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it's nice that we were both very good early on about very blatant verbal consent, and obviously there's still consistent consent in our relationship, and for irregular things there's blatant verbal consent, but for run of the mill sex or sex act or whatever that looks like, I use sex as an umbrella term, it means intimate things, but
because it's like, what is run of the mill sex?
Yeah, again, it looks like 100 different things. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the fucking
sounds exhausting
skin rash you'd get from like laying on it?
Sex on the bed is tiring enough, but sex on
True.
gym equipment, like what? I have tried having sex on, because I have a stripper pole at home, 3 to be exact, and I have tried having sex. Thank you very much, and I feel like everybody should tip me if they watch it. But it is difficult to have sex on that kind of furniture. Kudos to you.
I don't have the strength, stamina, or desire really to be that acrobatic. But yeah, I think communication is important. So spontaneity, communication,
intimacy.
Yeah, I would say intimacy.
Yeah.
Aw, cute. Gross. We get it. Your marriage is healthy. We get it.
But I think intimacy doesn't have to just be our version of intimacy either. I think it's a vulnerability that you inherently have with someone physically when engaging in a sexual encounter, even if you don't have emotional intimacy.
That's sweet. I like that. Aww. What? Emotions. Gross. Okay, last wholesome question, and that's wholesome spelled with an H. What is your favorite way to intimately use your mouth? And you can take that question however you want, whether it's speaking, you want to do speaking. Mouth stuff.
Yeah.
Intimately use your mouth. Or you can either do that, or there's this other question here. What is currently your favorite sexual position, and what about it do you love so much? So you can either do the mouth question or the sex position question.
Those are both very good questions.
You can answer both. You can answer one or the other. I'm just curious.
I think for sex position, I feel like a lot of people's go-to and standard is missionary, but ours is spooning.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
Spooning is like our
it's
lazy
like the Honda Civic of the sex positions. It gets you to A to B. Good old reliable.
It gets us both where we need to be. Very, very,
very quickly.
Really quickly.
Not too quick though.
Yeah, and it can be like it can be a morning thing, a nighttime thing. It can be There's no preparation needed for it. It's not very athletic.
We're both literally on our side.
So we don't have to worry about getting cramp or anything. Yeah, it's the comfiest position to be in. And it's one of those ones where it's in sync with sleep. Spooning.
So once you're
wake
done,
up in spooning position, and exactly. Once you're done, you can immediately fall asleep.
Yeah.
Or if you're waking up, you can still sort of generally wake up and it's like a happy dream.
Yeah, we do a wake up spoon fuck. As well.
I'll be honest, I can't do that. My body runs hot. I get away from me. Don't touch me.
Well, so this is the great thing about spooning too, and if you haven't tried it this way, you should. Is that you can. I can basically bend forward and it's like doggy, but we're laying on our side. So sometimes it has the intimacy factor of we're fully touching and it's slow and deep or whatever, but sometimes like I'm literally at 90 degrees, we're so far apart and he's railing me and it's not intimate at all. Like it just happens that we're on our side because it's convenient, and like me being on all fours or bent over something is like just too much in the moment.
I mean, to each their own. When it comes to comfort levels, I just don't want you to touch me in the morning. I'm just like,
oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Also, I just don't like people that much. Why am I a sex educator? Here's to the violently introverted. Okay, so that's it for my wholesome questions. I want to now wrap this up, and I hate to wrap anything up, with the last game, the naughty part of this game, which is red flags. So for those of you listening who want to play along, the name of the game is called Red Flags, the Game of Terrible Dates by Grim Rabbit Games. So what we're going to do, how this goes is that I'm going to describe a date, one for Joe and one for M, and it is your objective individually to sell me your date. I will describe the date. They have 2 green flags and 1 red flag. So let's do like best 2 out of 3. So however best you can sell me this date, I'm going to describe to you. I'll give you the point. And the loser has to give the winner oral by the end of the night. Live on the air.
Awesome. Easy.
Let's lose.
And then we can 64.
Okay. So let's start with Joe. Your date gives billions to your favorite charity, is a firefighter, but counts my calories.
No. Oh my God. It's so toxic.
And M, your date always gives the perfect gift, owns a penthouse suite in my favorite city, but is a men's rights activist.
Oh. Oh.
Now you both have to sell me which date should I go on? Or
I mean, okay, so think about this. The obvious red flag for mine is the counting calories, but the card never said whether it was counting the calories low or high. So this day could be counting how many calories you're eating, and then going, "Hey, have another scoop of ice cream. It's all right. Knock yourself out. Have another one."
Oh, sweetie, you've only had 200 calories.
Yeah.
Have another 600.
that's an absolute nightmare. I feel like you're trying to fatten me up for the fucking like cauldron, like in Hansel and Gretel.
So true. That's so true. You know, in terms of men's rights, okay, let me back up. I just want to say perfect.
Sorry, but no sentence has ever ended well.
I can't wait to clip this.
Let me back up. Tim, what are your love languages?
Physical touch and words of affirmation.
Would you say your third is gifts?
Sure, yeah.
If it's not, let me tell you why it should be. Let me paint a picture. You come home with me in my beautiful Tesla. It's a Tesla because I believe in men's rights. And I have a Tesla and I live in the most spectacular penthouse, and there's your favorite drink and your favorite snacks, and we have a beautiful view, and we share a beautiful night together and have the most insane, lovely dinner. Just kidding. Most insane sex before we even eat, because that's how horny we are for each other. And then we sit down for dinner and I start talking about my political beliefs. And at first, yes, you're turned off by the idea of men's rights, but when you really get down to it, all I want is for
I was wondering where this stalling
where is going. All
I want is longer paternity leave. And
If you think any men's right activist is waiting until all that time before he makes it very clear that he's men's rights and not about paternity leave, then you're mistaken.
I mean, what do you want
My
me to
question
say?
for you is, how many calories did you have in that lovely dinner?
Do you want me to say that you're on a date with Johnny Depp? Because that's literally what you fucking described to me, and I don't know how to. I mean, hot topic talking about 2022 trends.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
I feel like I was more convincing.
No, honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Joe on that round.
You know what? I was dealt a much more difficult hand.
You were, to be honest, and I'm drawing these like quite randomly. So, hey, good job
This
for
is a
trying.
very good game.
It's very fun, and I should bring this when I visit Chicago. And
Yes, please.
we will have so much fun drinking with this. All right, so that one went to Joe. I'm gonna give him that point. All right,
One
next
point.
round. So Joe, I'll never have to work ever while I date them. They make me feel secure, but they don't think women should vote.
That's worse than men's right activists because it's a really blatant.
For M, got an 8-pack, loves dogs, like an 8-pack of abs. Not
Yeah, that's the red flag for me. But anyway,
okay, it doesn't have to be an 8-pack. Let's say their morning breath smelled like fresh baked cookies.
okay,
That's a nice
all right,
that's a
yeah.
nice green flag.
I like that more.
They love dogs, but they refer to their genitals as their no-no. Who wants to tell me their date first?
Well, so my one, okay, they don't want women to vote, but you know what? They don't want anyone to vote. They want to tear down this society and this greed and capitalism. They want to say, you know what? Let's take a step back. No one vote.
This is literally horseshoe theory.
Have you heard of Russell Brand? Because he doesn't want anyone to vote, and he might be this man.
Russell Brand is all for the dismantling of society as
Exactly.
we know it.
Like, if anything, he's on a higher level of politics that
This
people just can't reach yet.
is
but-
literally this.
Gosh.
I know I talk about horseshoe theory too much, but this is literally horseshoe theory where someone's like, I'm so progressive and suddenly women shouldn't vote because we're trying to dismantle the system.
You just went in a full 360. It's like a
Yeah.
snake eating its own tail. Oh my
The other
God.
thing is, the card never specified what he doesn't want women to vote about. So it might be like, maybe it's like he doesn't want her to have a vote for what they're going to have for dinner tonight because he's already cooked it.
Maybe he doesn't want her to vote on for who should win American Idol anymore because she's addicted to American Idol and it's hindering their relationship.
And that's how he's made her feel so secure.
Oh
Oh.
my God.
Feeling secure is really great.
Or maybe like
Honestly.
just restrict her voting rights to Strictly Come Dancing. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
That's the one.
Case closed.
Well, all right. So mine is Cookie Breath,
Yeah.
which is adorable, and loves dogs, which is adorable. And in every relationship, you're going to have, in every dynamic, I won't assume you're going to end up in a relationship, but in every dynamic, there are quirks about your partner that everyone else thinks are weird and annoying, but you think are adorable. And this person has adorable cookie breath, adorable loves dog quirk, and quirky calls their bits no-no. And you know what? Like, I think it's cute.
Just think about sexting.
No.
With the
Yeah.
No. You wouldn't.
I would like you to
wouldn't
kiss my
sex.
no-no. As a sex educator, I don't know if I
But think
can.
think about your day-to-day where, you know, he just finished manscaping and you're like, oh, you shaved your no-no. And he goes, yeah, I shaved my no-no. And you're like, that's so cute, baby. Let me kiss your no-no. And he goes, okay. And then you have hot sex with his no-no. And you just make it work because the sex is so good and he has cookie breath and he loves dogs.
You're getting into the no-no now. I feel like you like the no-no.
It would be confusing though, because you'd have to talk about consensual non-consent, really, because you'd be in bed and he'd be like, "My no," and you'd be like, "Wait, sorry, is that a
no?
Are you restoring consent,
No?
or is it a?" And he'd be like, "No, it's my no," and you'd be like, "Is that a yes?" You'd be like,
Yes, yes. Is your,
Is that a yes,
is your
yes?
pussy the yes, yes?
is that a yes, yes on your no-no?
Am I no?
Can I get a yes, yes for his no-no?
Oh my
Is his no-no
gosh.
big? Is it swollen?
It's a
You know what?
no.
It's a no. All right, fair. I'm gonna give that to M. This is
Yeah.
okay. Tie, 1 point each. This is gonna be the tiebreaker.
Blatant win.
Get ready to eat my pussy dust. Uh, all right, so this one's for Joe. Best sex ever. Perfect amount of physical affection, but oh god, their kisses taste like poop, and they love kissing. And for
Incredible
M,
sex. Perfect. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a hard sell. Okay, for M,
Okay.
most physically attractive person that I have ever seen. Is never gonna give you up, let you down, run around and desert you.
I'm sad.
But is related to me. Oh,
How
my
related?
Suddenly the
God.
poop doesn't seem that bad.
Wait, how related? Distantly? Well,
Oh my god.
Joe and I probably have the same ancestors.
Ah! No!
I mean,
I feel like you need to clarify that is
Well-
ancestors by some sort of caveman 500,000 years ago.
yeah, we're both from European descent. I don't. That's it.
Are we
But
all related
does that count?
somehow? Oh
Yes.
my god. I don't know.
Is this like a
Take it however
Habsburg
you want.
situation where like it's my like cousin, my first cousin, and we have to get married to continue the
Thrice
bloodline
removed.
type of thing? Yeah,
It's very
if
much
that.
a royals family situation.
Yeah. Okay. Let
Forced
me.
incest.
You go.
So, firstly, what a guy. Best sex ever? That's a big plus. Nothing can really
That is
take
a
that
very
down.
big plus.
Best sex
Yeah.
ever.
It's true.
Right. I mean, and the kissing tasting like poop, here's the solution for that. Right? They love kissing.
Develop
so
a
you
scat
can't deny
fetish,
them the kissing. But you no, not unless that's your thing. What you do is you make kissing a teasing thing, so that they really like it, so that you edge them with their teasing. So you go, no. You get a kiss at the end as a special treat. and then you only have to do one poop kiss per incredible best sex of your life session.
I have a selling
God.
point for Joe's that Joe's forgetting. Am I allowed to?
I
can
mean,
you phone a friend?
sure. Okay, lifeline.
Well, so the card said that it's the perfect amount of physical affection,
Yes.
which in this case would be very
Wouldn't be
little.
very little. Yeah. Yeah.
Very little kissing would be the perfect amount.
Or get into like bondage and S&M and
Gag.
tape over their mouth.
Gag.
Just put a
All
gag
gag.
on
Done.
it.
You know?
Mm,
Yeah.
Exactly.
okay.
Done.
All right. Okay.
I liked his. Okay. What were my good ones again? I only retained how horrible my red flag was.
Oh yeah. Most physically attractive person that I've ever seen
Yep.
is never gonna
Sure.
give me up, let me down, run around, or
Right.
desert me.
Oh
It's
god, that's
related to
good.
me.
I mean, here's the thing. No, I'm digging a hole for my own argument because I was like, well, the reason that they're never going to desert you is because you can't avoid them at family reunions. Okay.
I'd say in that situation, don't call them daddy.
Yeah, I would say it's probably frowned
Oh
upon
my
to call
God.
them
Yeah.
daddy. Okay. Like if you have met without and you're going on this date without knowing that you're related, the assumption is that you're not siblings, you're not first cousins, you're not, or one of you was adopted, or you're both adopted and you didn't grow up together. I think the the thing to do is to, on your date, do a 23andMe and get to know each other without having physical intimacy, even though this person is the most attractive person you've ever seen. And you believe wholeheartedly that they're not only going to never give you up, but they're never going to let you down. They're never going to round, and they certainly will never desert you. But, you know, on your second date, you can check your 23andMe results together and figure out, okay, how, you know, deal maker or deal breaker. And you know, if you're third or fourth cousins, or if you're, you know, I mean, there are ways to do it where it's not a gross thing, certainly. And, you know, assuming Tim, that you're not planning to get pregnant, and this other person's not planning to get pregnant,
not
then it's not
anytime
really an
soon.
incest concern in terms of having an incest baby.
Yeah,
I feel like
a-
you gave me a hint,
inbred.
so do you want me to give you a hint?
Yes, I would
So-
like a hint.
You think that they are the most attractive person in the world by far, and they are related to you by blood. You share that blood, so at least with them, you know that you are very attractive as well because you share their genetics.
I did think about that, but I didn't know if I think
They're a mirror, and they're beautiful.
I was
so-
trying to run with the we're less related, so we don't inherently look alike route.
Oh my
I
god,
see.
what if I accidentally like had like the best sex ever with my doppelganger? Oh my god.
I mean, tell me that wouldn't wet your whistle.
You know what? Yeah, all right. I'll give this to M.
I'd fuck
That
me
means,
if I could.
Yeah, I'll give it to M. I'll give it to M. M wins. That means Joe has to eat M's puss. Her no.
That's fine.
He's gonna eat my red flagussi.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
Your red flagussi?
I'm sure my no will be fine.
Feel free
digging
to
ourselves into a
reciprocate.
hole.
Oh my god.
I will.
Oh, well, thank you so much for putting me up on these horrible dates. I'll let you know. I will name my firstborn after you, both of you.
Wow.
Joem,
Jom.
Jom, or Majo.
Majo. Mjo.
Joe. Do you? Well, before we wrap anything up, and like I said, I hate wrapping up anything because I don't use protection. Do you have anything to say to the audience before we sign off?
Joe, anything?
I'd say things are pretty rough right now in the world, but there are still reasons to hold out a little bit of hope, and a good reason for that is to have great sex. So go and fuck the pain away. That's my message to the world. Thank you.
That's also a song title. Fuck the pain away.
Yeah.
Fuck
Fuck the pain away whilst listening to "Fuck the Pain
Pain
Away"
Away.
by the Peaches.
Yeah.
That's an excellent song. I will echo that. And I'll also say the obvious things, such as you can listen to Sexistentialist on all platforms. Spotify tends to be the most popular, but it is everywhere. Follow Sexistentialist on Instagram at SexistentialistPod. Just for those of you who understandably find the podcast name to be a mouthful, I'm sure Tim will link it, but it is Existentialist with an S. That is SEXISTIAL. Oh, fuck me. I can shit.
Write it out.
No. SEXIST.
Can I get the etymology, please? The root word. Can I hear it in a sentence?
Fuck me. I normally can spell it without having difficulty, and it's just been too long of a day.
I love that Joe's pulling it up on his phone right now.
He literally can't find it, though.
Get
I'll
it?
open my own Instagram.
I mean, I'm gonna link it anyway, but
SEXISTNTIALIST because it's very long. Tim will link it. Just fucking ignore me and click on that. But I have stickers and other merch and shit. I'm launching a Patreon soon. Stay tuned for that. And also, you can get 20% off Blessa sex toy right now using code BBSEXIST. IAL. I missed a bunch of letters. It's BB Sexistential on Bellessa. 20% off. Get your sex toys. I'm so sorry for the way that I am.
Yeah, sorry for being a woman. No, the men's rights activist date I went on has
Who
affected
gave me the
now.
right to vote?
Yeah. How dare you have a uterus? How dare you be born into this world as a female?
I know.
Oh
honestly.
my god. Supreme Court voted 5-4 in turning women into service animals. That's it. That's all you are. Just birthing factories. Well,
That's what I'm gonna role play later.
Ooh. Well, before I get canceled any further, I'm probably going to have to sign off. Joe and Em, thank you so much for joining me here on Sex Ed with Tim. And to all the listeners, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And I will see you at the next episode. Mwah! Bye! Thanks for listening to the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. Sex Ed with Tim is created and produced by me, Tim Lagman. Music is Aces High by Kevin MacLeod. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GaySlutClown and at Sex Ed with Tim. You can also like and follow me on the Sex Ed with Tim Facebook page. If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Even better, you can also support the show on Patreon, where you can get early access to ad-free episodes and more. Thanks for all your support, you dirty little slut. Mwah!